It's time for the Kathy Kennedy Hour. The
Oh, hell
Power
the
Hour.
Queen!
No,
oh, hell the
no.
Queen!
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Bruce. I'll be seeing you soon.
Really?
Yeah, tomorrow or Friday, I think. Yeah,
I think tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I guess.
Yeah. So
I'll leave the light on for you.
Okay. So thank you for everyone in the chat, all 8 of you, for being here. Please get your comments in. We're going to be talking about Star Wars. We're giving a little bit of preview of what to expect from Star Wars in 2025, including people seem to forget that there's a Star Wars celebration happening in April in Japan. So there's a reason you're starting to get stuff come out now. And one of the things that's not happening is you're not getting any updates on REY yet. Hopefully, for all you REY fans and sequel trilogy fans, there will be something of an update at Star Wars Celebration, but don't count on it with the track record of Kathy Kennedy. These are facts. This is not my opinion. We haven't heard any updates since Charmaine Obaid-Chinoy's interview talking about it, where she got a lot of press and not the good kind.
Basically, it streamed the crap on.
No, it's not.
Movie.
No, it's not. No, I know people want the REY movie. I'm okay. I will give the REY movie a chance. I did not go see Rise of Skywalker. Was not going to have that. Problem. I've watched it since. I don't like. That's my least favorite Star Wars movie ever. Is Rise of Skywalker. But I will give REY a chance, especially if it's a new director. Why does it need to replace? Why don't we get both? It just I didn't say replace. There's no movement whatsoever.
I think you said replace, Max.
Oh, in past streams, like The Mandalorian takes place of where the REY movie was originally going to be, because they announced the REY movie before the Mandalorian movie. And the Mandalorian movie is already shot, filmed, and getting ready to release, So that's why I said I've been doing movie talk so long. I said hello. I said hello. Hello, Star Wars Santa. I should reach out to you soon, Star Wars Santa, to get you on the show. Nice Star Wars channel. Go check out Star Wars Santa. Very positive, but still critical Star Wars channel. Really nice guy. Yeah, I got my puffy jacket on. What of it, Cal? There's just no movement whatsoever. And I was doing research on Obaid-Chinoy, and I think she's very talented when she does her documentaries. I actually, people don't think I give people a chance. I want everyone to succeed, I want everyone to succeed. So I did go watch one of her documentaries. It was great.
Well, I came prepared to give everyone that hasn't been watching you for the last 7 years some context to your Star Wars takes.
Yeah.
So I just I received this from a good friend of mine.
Yes.
Oh.
Most of those are accurate. The trilogy canceled. I said I said in the video. I said in the video, I am going to subvert your expectations on what canceled means in Hollywood, because they never officially say canceled. Just like Rian Johnson subverted your expectations.
Look at this. Star Wars The Last Jedi, 1 billion worldwide and still a bomb. Wow, Max. Wow.
I said it's a bomb ready for the next movie being released. I was halfway right. It underperformed based on the previous movies.
Still made over $1 billion, buddy.
The Kathy Kennedy fired. I did make a huge mistake underestimating Kathy Kennedy, but I was going with the context of how Warner Brothers kept replacing people in charge of their universes, and I underestimated her past. Yes, she is a very well-connected producer. And then I do think I was actually halfway right in that. She's never been fired.
Kathleen Kennedy has been fired.
I did
probably 1,000 times in the last 7 years.
Oh, and I said she doesn't need to be fired because later on I amended that speculation. I said she doesn't need to be fired because
that's what we're doing now.
I predicted correctly that they're not going to release a theatrical Star Wars movie for quite some time. I said
we got plenty of Star Wars content.
Movies.
I said you're not going to go in. You don't go see movies anyway.
I said you don't need to fire her when she's not got a movie in the theater, and which it still hasn't happened. We're in 2025. Yes, I amended my speculation to say, well, they don't need to fire if they don't release movies in theaters.
Amending speculation just means you taking out. That's what that means.
But I do think I was halfway right in that take, Bruce. And who said that to you? Who said that to you? I'm guessing
Dom.
No, it wasn't Dom. Dom agrees with me. It was either, I'm guessing, Chris or Degrassi. Probably Degrassi, because he sent me something else on Twitter about one of my takes about James Gunn. Okay, but the other part of that was actually accurate, and Grace Randolph did a video after mine where she kind of took some of my talking points. I thought
Grace Randolph watched you, really?
Yes, I think she stole my take because it was a big video at the time.
Interesting.
So I think that they were trying to get J.J. Abrams to take over, and Bob Iger likes J.J., and that's why they had got him back for 9. And then shortly after, he took the gig at Warner Brothers.
All right,
he was looking for something more than just directing. He was looking for a big deal, which he got at Warner Brothers and produced absolutely nothing. Just like Kathy, great protege.
Well, can you explain to people why you put that in the thumbnail?
What?
Patty Jenkins. Chris
Pine. There's news about.
What was the news?
Rumor news. Same thing. You don't have to believe it, but there seems to be movement on. There's two announcements here about Star Wars projects. Yeah, so I actually had it on my Instagram. I sent it to you, but I didn't find it on Twitter. So let me see. Let me check.
You sent it to me on Instagram?
Yeah.
No.
So Chris Pine, let me find it. Let me find an article about this, which is really funny because I found an older article. I should have looked this up beforehand. I found an older article though.
I don't think you're prepared for your stream. That's what I think.
I'm preparing for a lot of things at the same time. I'm getting ready for a trip.
This is why we should have started later. This way you're more prepared. More people are watching and more people could watch you taking out.
Okay. All right, here it is. There's someone else covering it. There's another article I found. Let me bring up this article. Please get the thumbs up there. So we have 2 rumors that we will find out in April if they're accurate. I 100% believe this because I think without any big updates from Obaid Chinoy for the REY movie, they're going to look for something else that's more ready. I do know Kathy Kennedy, and I'm not against this, wants to have a female-directed movie in the theater. She said this before. This was one of her goals. She does have an agenda for that. That's absolutely accurate. I just
doesn't every CEO head of studio have a
yes agenda? Yes. I just wish one of her agendas was better Star Wars. She puts other. I think she
great.
No, yes, I liked it. It wasn't successful though.
Well, it did better than.
And I do think there is a reason you're getting these these stories right after the season finale of Skeleton Crew. Acolyte and Skeleton Crew both slid in numbers significantly of where they want to be with Disney Star Wars on the platform. And then there's also, yes, Samir, and to have Andor come out right after that is listen, I love Andor. This is me being objective and not putting my personal feelings. Yes, it is, because I love Andor and I love Andor and I love Acolyte, Bruce. You know this. But they both really underperform based on their costs. And I don't really know how they even justify doing another season of Andor, even though I want to see it. Mainly probably because it would leave a big hole in the story between Rogue One, Andor season 1,
they saved so
and
much
New
money
Hope.
on Andor. That's why. Andor actually made the money.
How did it make the money? I told you how Star Wars makes money is IP and licensing, but not necessarily these projects are not a big driver towards Disney Plus. I'm sorry. Maybe The Mandalorian was. Ahsoka, maybe a little bit. But are you saying Andor, Skeleton Crew, and Acolyte are driving Disney Plus subscription numbers? I doubt it.
I say Andor.
Andor is not driving.
I believe it is.
In your opinion, you have no facts for this whatsoever.
Well, I will have facts, but my fact guy is not here.
Your fact guy? That's what I'm gonna say. No, but this is where it's unfair. Keep the same energy towards Bruce as you keep towards me. Everyone wants to fact check me consistently. I am removing my personal bias that I want to see Andor. The Andor numbers were not good. Acolyte numbers were not good, and neither were Skeleton Crew. So it's very telling that you're getting news about these. I was originally going to title.
I don't think going forward any Star Wars show will have good numbers because you have all these Star Wars crybabies. Not my Star Wars. Wah, wah.
Well, I don't care what.
They even come out.
I'm just like Hollywood. I'm a strict money and numbers guy. You could say whatever the heck you want if you produce results. I don't care. I don't care what people say. I don't care if you do, for example, I thought, what's her name from Wicked had a horrible press tour, her and Ariana Grande, but they completely crushed at the box office. So I don't give a crap. If you start doing these things where, the press is awkward and people are making all these clips from it, sound clips, and it's not promoting.
That sounds like every stream you have ever done.
No.
Yeah.
So but they're not delivering on the numbers. They're not. Star Wars has been slightly. I'm really concerned about the Mandalorian movie for sure. I'm really concerned because I'm interested. I'm a great trailer could change everything.
I thought Dave Filoni was the savior. He was the
I thought so.
Get out of here.
No, I thought so, but
sucked.
Even though I like Mandalorian all 3 seasons, it's got a little bit softer numbers for Mandalorian too. Yeah, they may be waited. They may be waited to. Maybe they should have went to
Bo-Katan.
Maybe they should have. Maybe they should have gone to a movie after season 2. I don't know. Okay, so Andor was great, Samir. Acolyte was one of the best Disney Star Wars things I've ever seen. It's right up there with Rogue One for me. And Ahsoka. And Obi-Wan wasn't. I liked Obi-Wan, but it wasn't great for me. But yeah, I'm removing my personal feelings for the projects and saying I don't think the cost justified. I think they said over 600. Let me find out what Andor cost before I bring this article up. There was a recent news how much Andor costs. It's ridiculous. Andor season 2 cost.
And like Acolyte wasn't canceled, just wasn't greenlit for a second season.
I don't care how you
keep going round
listen.
And round with
no,
this.
I don't care. You're a James Gunn spinner. That's what James Gunn does.
I'm a James Gunn spinner. Me, of all people.
Baloney. This is Hollywood. This is business. This is numbers. This is opening weekend. This is what gets people going. This is why people get off of projects. If you're not hot, you're either hot or you're not. And then, yes, pumped so much money into the Acolyte. They were definitely intending for it to be a franchise. It is a failure.
Do you know this?
This
Where's
is
your
not
proof?
even this is not even an opinion. This is fact that they were starting work on season 2.
Something can't be canceled if it wasn't greenlit, Max.
It doesn't matter. If Sony, if you love, you're a Sony fanboy, if Sony puts all this money behind a new franchise, puts a bunch of marketing, a bunch of money, a bunch of push, gets a hot game director, and then it underperforms and they don't make a sequel, that's a failure too.
What are you talking about? Video games do that all the time.
Yes.
They come out with one shots all the time, and no one complains that there's not a sequel. Really?
They brought in Plagueis. They had all these things that were going to lead up to a big push for Acolyte season 2. They started writing it. For you to say it's not you're just wrong on this one. This is not even an opinion. You're just wrong.
What?
You could spin it. You could James Gunn spin it and say, well, they didn't green light. They didn't officially announce it. But to suggest they weren't developing a season 2 and then it got stopped is just wrong.
Can you make the same argument with Henry Cavill coming back to WB?
What?
Oh, just because, there's no contract. There was a handshake. He's coming back. Get out of here.
Yeah, they canceled that too. Yes.
Can't cancel him. He was never hired.
Oh my God. If you announce him at the end of a movie, that's an announcement. I understand he didn't have I thought it was stupid for both Cavill and Warner Brothers to put that in the movie if there wasn't an agreement. That shows how mismanaged they are. That shows what a disaster they were. They had two. Look at Muschietti. You got me on a tangent now. Warner Brothers loves. It's not just Zack Snyder. They throw all of their previous talent under the bus when things don't go the way they want, when they don't meet expectations. Muschietti's done. We all know it. He's done.
He's not done.
He's done with Star Wars. Done with DC.
I'm
talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about Star Wars.
DC and Star Wars up over here.
Yes, Star Wars Santa. Hey, Star Wars Santa. If you're available at this time, maybe we can have you as special guest on the Power Hour. Talk about all Star Wars. Maybe we'll have a Star Wars Celebration preview or something. Acolyte was
my good friend Marco is actually going to Japan for.
That's awesome.
The Disney thing.
Acolyte was definitely intended to be a next major series, taking Mando's spot on Disney Plus. It was always pending viewership, but they thought it was going to be a hit. You don't bring over Leslie Headland for a show like that unless you're.
What? You act like Leslie Headland was like this huge name.
She got an award. She had a major series on Netflix with Russian dolls. It's not just getting one season is not a success. I'm sorry. They didn't have the limited series. They didn't have the limited series promotion that they have on other Star Wars shows for this one. For the Acolyte.
Did Boba Fett have that?
I don't remember. I tried.
Did Obi-Wan have that?
Yes, Obi-Wan was always told it was going to be a limited series.
Did it have that promotion in the front? No.
They on Star Wars Celebration.
So no. So the last.
I'm moving on. We're never going to agree. We're just going to be arguing.
No, we're never going to agree because I'm always right and you're wrong.
No.
That's the way it goes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the Rogue One, and then I'll bring up an old article that's really funny. On this.
What site is this?
Well, I had a different site up, but
literally
one on my Instagram. Okay. Chris Pine is reportedly being considered for the lead role in Star Wars Rogue Squadron, directed by Patty Jenkins. The film, first announced in 2020, aims to introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots and a boundary-pushing storyline. Chris Pine is reportedly being considered for the lead role in Star Wars Rogue Squadron, a film directed by Patty Jenkins. Industry insider My Time to Shine Hello shared on X.
So if it's My Time to Shine Hello, this is definitely wrong. Not happening. And
Why?
this
Grace Randolph
is fake news.
Why? Because it's my time
Fake
to shine
news.
alone. This is extremely.
Every article that's talked about Chris Pine getting this role, they all source back to My Time to Shine. Hello.
This is how movie talk and these articles work.
Yes.
Right. That's why I cover the hot mic, because everyone writes articles based on what they say. I'm going to talk about that, RJ.
Cough, cough. Well, let's move on. We never going to agree.
I didn't lose the argument, Samir.
You did so, Max. You always lose the argument.
No, it's the way you and Samir and other movie pundits are spinning it to sound positive. Well, it wasn't officially greenlit to season 2.
It wasn't greenlit.
It's just Hollywood. It's franchises,
there was
IPs,
no script. There was
sequels,
no director attached.
Syndication. They want to make money. They want to make money when they put this much promotion into a project. And to not promote it as a limited series and not get a season 2, it is a failure.
Oh,
it's a failure.
Go.
You have people writing a season 2 before season 1 is
time to lie. There we go.
You have people writing a season 2 before season 1's even finished, and you stop them writing it. That's a failure. That's a failure. Sorry. I don't know why I even have to argue this. I'm completely shocked that people
you're wrong.
Give so many excuses to these companies. These companies have the IP of Star Wars. That's an instant fan base, and all they have to do is making something above average.
Billions without a movie in the theaters, right?
Their Disney Plus shows aren't making them billions. They're making billions by
It's a streaming show. How is that not?
They're making billions.
Max, their subscriptions are up.
Okay.
How are they not making money on Disney Plus?
Show me that, please.
Oh God.
So Star Wars makes money by the name itself in licensing, in merch, and Star Wars Celebration, where you get nerds around the world to fly.
I never
make announcements for projects that never come to fruition.
I never got this argument that a streaming show is supposed to make money. Okay.
That the shows aren't supposed to make money. Shows aren't supposed to drive sub growth for the platform.
It has driven sub growth to Disney Plus. What are you talking about, Max?
If you don't,
Disney Plus,
if your
Max
numbers
and Netflix are the only streaming service that I recall that are actually gaining subs and not losing them.
Okay, if your numbers are underperforming, how is that also at the same time promoting growth of your platform? Explain that. If the numbers are down for both Acolyte and the Skeleton Crew, and I finished Skeleton Crew, I support these shows. I watch them all together. I want them to succeed. How do you then use that as the same argument for these shows that they're actually providing sub growth? I do know this, Samir. This is a fact I know. Lots of things don't happen.
You say a lot of facts, but you never fact check.
No, I do know. This is how Hollywood works. It's even worse for IP, for franchise things, because people pitch ideas all the time. Stuff doesn't happen all the time. Brian says it's all lies. Me? My lies? Okay.
And he knows you better than anyone. Thank you, Brian. All lies. All lies.
I'm not. I haven't lied once.
Still talking about Kathleen, Star Wars.
Okay, I'm talking about stuff. I'm actually excited that Patty Jenkins is getting Rogue Squadron back. I think you're going to see Rogue Squadron before you're going to see the REY movie. I really believe that. I think this is extremely plausible because we know how much Patty simps for Pine. She tries to get him in her projects no matter what she's doing, including Wonder Woman 1984, which he did not even need to be in that movie. I think it would have been better without him. So she's bringing in the Pine. And Star Wars, I was originally going to title this stream, The Force is Female, with a question mark, because both of the major Star Wars rumors right now are pretty popular male actors that they're getting. Chris Pine, and then there's another one coming up that we're going to be talking about after this. Okay, so let me get back to the article. Jenkins confirmed to return to Rogue Squadron during an interview on the Talking Pictures podcast. When I left Star Wars to Wonder Woman 3 and I started working on that, we talked about, well, maybe I'll come back to Star Wars after Wonder Woman 3. And then James Gunn came in. After shelving Wonder Woman 3, Jenkins finalized a new deal with Lucasfilm. I now owe a draft of Star Wars. So we will see what happens there, she said, adding, we need to get it to where we're both super happy with it. So with Wonder Woman 3 falling through, some people might be happy with that after seeing Wonder Woman 84. She signed a new deal with Lucasfilm to get, to have a script due. And it seems like the current rumors are suggesting via My Time to Shine Hello, which I think is actually better than most scoopers, is Chris Pine. Are you happy with this if he's in Rogue Squadron? I mean, we're probably getting this before the next Star Trek.
I don't believe this is even a possibility at all.
What? Both things that Patty Jenkins
both things. I don't think either one is happening.
I would put $5 on it that Rogue Squadron goes into production before the Rey movie. And if you wanted to raise the price, I'd even put that on it. $10, $20.
All right, $100.
No, I don't have. You're too rich for my blood. I can't do that. I'm a poor ass when it buys too many VHS tapes. I could do 20 at the most. 20 at the most. That Rogue Squadron.
20. There we go.
And that 20. Does not mean to be with Chris Pine. Just Rogue Squadron with Patty Jenkins.
With Chris Pine.
I said Rogue Squadron goes into production before the Rey movie. But I do also think it's extremely plausible if she does. I'm taking that bet,
$20 that Rogue Squadron doesn't come out before the Rey movie.
Doesn't come out before the Rey movie. Okay. Well, Rogue Squadron, I believe, is going to go into production first. I hope this is an announcement at Star Wars Celebration in Tokyo. I really do. And I like Chris Pine, but I also, if he does this, I think it also means he's done with Star Trek too. If he actually signs on to here, because they've been going back and forth if they're going to try to bring him back for one more Star Trek movie.
The Star Trek is definitely coming. Is definitely happening.
The Star Trek movie with him.
Yes.
How do you know that? They've announced that a bunch of times too. They're about as solid as Kathy with the Star Trek movie announcements.
I think the cast said they're committed to doing the next one.
Okay, Star Wars Santa's got my back. Be careful. Be specific about which Rey movie project you're talking about. Yes.
Any Rey project.
No. The Rey movie. The Rey movie. Not in Sean Levy's movie.
You think it's going to be called the Rey movie? Any movie that shows up with Rey in it is a Rey movie.
All right.
Any movie that shows up
not the Sean no. Not the Sean Lee. No, we are clear. Thank you, Star Wars Santa. This is $20. It's a lot to me.
We're not going to change the terms afterwards.
No. I said the Rey movie. I said the Rey movie, not the Sean Levy movie. No.
Here we go.
No, not the Sean Levy movie. It doesn't even have to be the Rey movie. Doesn't even have to. When Acolyte aired, revenue on the platform also went up $2 million annually for 2024.
Damn. Thank you.
By how much? Fact check Samir. You're leaving out some context. Oh, went up $4 million. $4 million. How much? That's nothing.
Isn't it like subscribers?
Based on it's not nothing. It's not literally nothing, but based on subscription, they have like 120.
Come on,
they have like 120 million subscribers. I don't know, 4 million. That's not big.
What? That's 4 million subscribers is not big.
No.
Wow. Moving the goalpost.
Revenue also went up for the platinum, $2 million annually for 2024. 2 million. That's it.
Considering they were in the hole like 2 years ago.
Well, 2023 because we're still dealing with the strike and things like that. I mean, I appreciate you bringing facts, Samir. I'm actually in context of how many subscribers they have. I don't think that's that much personally. I don't.
What?
How many subscribers did they have? How many subscribers did they have before 4 million? Like 130?
To get 100 million subscribers overnight?
Oh, 2 billion? That's something. Yeah, 2 billion. That's something. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. I actually think this is going to happen, and I'd be happy to see Chris Pine. I think he's a good actor, but I do think it's the Patty connection is a little weird. She tries to put him in everything. I have opinions. I'm saying you would have to know if this was to know if Samir's facts that he's bringing are good for Disney. You'd have to know each streaming services numbers and how much they've all increased or decreased. That's how you would need to know if this is actually a good number. My initial response is it doesn't sound that great. It doesn't sound bad.
Up $2 billion annually is you can't know if that's a good number.
No, $2 billion, yes. I'm saying 4 billion,
and that's because of subscribers.
I'm saying 4 billion subscriptions up in quarter 2, 2024. I would have to know what Max is doing, Netflix, Hulu. That's where I would need context to know if it's actually a good number.
That's only for 1 quarter, Max.
Okay, I still would need more numbers to know if that's actually good.
Well, if you actually fact checked and did some research before the stream, you would notice.
We're just bringing this up now.
Exactly.
This came up in the flow of conversation.
Samir was able to find it within like minutes.
I'm on a live stream. I'm not gonna look all this stuff up.
It's not like you're sitting in front of a computer or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to comment on this and then bring up the other topic too, because there is another Star Wars project that we're gonna be sourcing here.
Wow.
It's not all lies, Zeno. I'm gonna call you later, jerk. Okay, so this is what's coming out now. I hope this is accurate. I hope you get an update on the REY movie at Star Wars Celebration, but I'm still not going to give you the $20 unless they actually start filming. Then I'll be like, okay, I lost this one. Well, I'm going to do a live stream for Star Wars Celebration. If they actually say we're going into production with the REY movie before Rogue Squadron, I'll be giving you that $20. Okay, but hopefully this is an announcement at Star Wars Celebration. All right, let me bring up the next let me bring up the next one here. Oh, and I did look up Andor, almost 300 million just for season 2. That's pretty significant for a Star Wars show. Do I have an article? I had an article for this one.
What are you? Oh my God! Which one are you doing?
Who's the other one that RJ was
Ryan
talking
Gosling,
about?
maybe?
Ryan Gosling. Yes, here it is. I have it. Okay, I found it on X.
You found the Hollywood Reporter article?
No, I just brought up. I will bring up the Hollywood. It has a link there. I want to go to this first here. Okay. New details on the Sean Levy Star Wars film. Ryan Gosling is in negotiations to star. Expected to be the next Star Wars film to go into production potentially this fall. Planned to be a standalone film, and it won't be connected to the Skywalker saga. So does that help or hurt that REY will make an appearance? Because the other rumor was that REY was going to make an appearance in here. She's the Rise of Skywalker. So are they suggesting that she may not be involved now?
What?
If it's not connected to the Skywalker saga, isn't she connections to the Skywalker saga? She's called Rise of Skywalker. She takes on the name of Skywalker at the end of the film.
But isn't the next REY movie moving away from Skywalkers anyway?
Listen, if you're trying to make me make sense of what they did, I don't the hell know. They made her Skywalker at the end of the film. She's like, I am now a Skywalker, not a Palpatine. Okay? I don't know what that means. But if they're saying that it's not going to be connected to the Skywalker saga, that makes me think maybe REY will not be in this movie. That's my initial thought, that she was rumored to be in it. I thought that was a plausible rumor. But if they're saying that it's not going to be connected, then I don't know if she's going to be in it still. They still could. They just might not ever mention the name Skywalker, you know.
Well, they could still have her in the movie and then not do anything. So
right. But
that would make it a standalone, correct?
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see her again for sure. All right, let's bring up the Hollywood Reporter article then. I'm excited. I like Ryan Gosling. That makes sense. They've worked before with each other, right? Sean Levy, Ryan Gosling. What project did they? Okay. let me bring this article up here. So, I have too many tabs open. Star Wars shocker. Ryan Gosling in talks to star in Sean Levy's movie exclusive. If the deal makes, this would send the that's how they said it. If the deal makes, okay. If this would send the project into hyperdrive after 2 years of development and make it the next Star Wars movie to go into production. Again, not the Rey movie. That's what our money is on, not this movie. Because he's a hot director right now. Didn't he do Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes, in the Adam Project.
In the Adam Project, right. So Ryan Gosling is headed to the galaxy far, far away. The 3-time Oscar nominee is in negotiations to top-line the Star Wars feature project that will be directed by Deadpool and Wolverine filmmaker Sean Levy. Details on any Star Wars project are harder to acquire than plans for an orbital planet killer. And this one is no exception. Levy has been developing a Star Wars feature since 2022, and Jonathan Tropper, who collaborated with Levy on films such as This Is Where I Leave You and The Adam Project, has been working on a script for over a year now. Levy is also producing a feature via his 21 Laps banner, joining Star Wars stewards Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. I think this is extremely plausible, especially where it's coming from, and that Sean Levy is pretty prolific director. Like, he develops stuff fast. He gets things going quick. There's different types of directors there. There's directors that mull things over, take a long time, like the Matt Reeves, and still produce a really good project. But he's been a name that consistently comes up here. And the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, especially, most people don't think Marvel was in a slump, but that did really good box office compared to the movies surrounding it for Marvel. It was a significant difference for that movie. All right. So your thoughts on this one about it potentially being fast-tracked above other Star Wars projects. And this really does call into questions. If I'm not saying the Rey movie's canceled, but when the Rey movie's going to start production, right? This does come into question there. This is the next project greenlit to go, and we're not hearing that for the Rey movie. Do you think we'll get it? Go ahead.
Isn't the Rey movie already greenlit?
We haven't heard any updates whatsoever. James Gunn took over a whole universe, got multiple projects started, wrote and filmed Superman, and we still don't have one update on the Rey movie.
I could barely hear you with James Gunn's nuts in your mouth.
Oh, really? Really? I doubted James Gunn, and he proved me wrong.
These movies will come out when they come out. I'm not in a rush. I'm not going anywhere.
No, I hope for fans of the Rey character.
Are they really fans?
Yes, of Rey. There are fans of Rey.
Okay,
I don't think as many. I don't think there's as many as Joe thinks. Joe thinks there's a huge fan base for Rey. I think there are fans for Rey. I don't think it's huge.
There's a huge fan base for Rey.
She has not. Joe, I love Joe. He's having a great time. I have sources that say he's having a great time at some theme parks right now, which is awesome. Have a great time, Joe. But I do not believe Rey as a character has been tested as a box office success without the carryover from the OG characters. You got Luke, you got Han, Luke, Leia, Lando to really help your box office, and the promise of this, of delivering on a sequel to the original trilogy. So I do think, I'm not going to go as far as to say she has no fans. I don't believe that either. But I don't think she's been tested box office on her own without the member berries characters, the characters that are there since the OG trilogy. So that would be a true test for her, for her own project.
The character that every freaking Star Wars gatekeeping douchebag wants to appear in every movie in a cameo somewhere.
Why you had to make it negative? I'm saying there's
a negative.
People, they're the original.
They have to move on from the Skywalkers. Come on.
Not when you promise it as a sequel trilogy to the original trilogy, Bruce. That's what was promoted, a sequel trilogy. You literally have Luke, a literal cliffhanger, The Force Awakens, Luke standing at a cliff, after Han Solo just died and The Force Awakens. Yes, you can move on, but not when you promote it as a sequel trilogy to the original trilogy. I agree with you.
You agree with me?
I agree with you. Move on from these characters.
You're trying to win the crowd over.
But not when you're promoting it as a sequel trilogy to the original trilogy. The stuff that George Lucas was talking about for like
about
20 years.
All these shows that have come out in the last couple of years, people have put in their head, if this character doesn't appear or show up or make a cameo, then the show sucks. You know, you've heard it before, Max. You know that's the thing.
No, listen, I didn't get fanboy excited about seeing Luke in Mandalorian or Ahsoka. You know, I thought that was my least favorite Luke scenes. You know, I didn't like the de-aging. I would have preferred Sebastian Stan. You know, if they're going to bring back
Well,
Luke.
you know, people were crying for that scene.
No, I didn't cry. I was like, okay.
It
looks cheesy to me. It looks a little bit better the second time. I love Luke Skywalker's one of my favorite characters. That did nothing for me. The Last Jedi did more for me for Luke than
is one of your favorite characters. Really?
Yes. Hope. A New Hope. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Before or after he made out with his sister?
Including then. No, he didn't know at the time. He didn't know. He didn't know.
Disavow.
No, he didn't know. Okay. All right. But this project I'm very excited about because I think there's enough there to get the wheels greased. And this is probably going to be your biggest headline at Star Wars Celebration.
Do you think this movie is going to do better than The Mandalorian?
Unfortunately, yes, because I think the Mandalorian and Grogu has like worn off on people a little bit. It seems a little bit stale at this point. It was very popular. I'm still a fan. I like Mandalorian season 3, but Grogu does not pull in as many fans as I think he used to. You know, that was an amazing thing at the beginning when they first revealed that episode, The Child, you know? No, Cal, I love that scene in Rogue One. I just don't get, my skirt doesn't blow up for, or my socks don't get blown off for CGI deep fakes of old characters. You know, I didn't like the Carrie Fisher in Rogue One. I liked the Darth Vader. I didn't like the Luke Skywalker in the Mandalorian and Ahsoka. I didn't hate it. I thought his could looked a lot better, and I would have preferred a recast. Just like he got Obi-Wan recast in the prequels. Recast can be done well, you know.
Maybe I am agreeing with people in the chat, but maybe they should hold off a Star Wars movie for another 5 to 10 years.
No.
Just keep it on streaming.
That's not going to
flesh out more story with streaming, with a streaming show.
The last few streaming shows have not been successful either. I think you need to change it up now. And I think it's going to be a 1, 2, 3 declining numbers. I don't think a lot of people are going to show up for this Andor season. I really don't. I am going to. I'm looking forward to it. So, okay. But I think this is very plausible. You're starting to get these now. There's a reason you're getting all these rumors and stuff now, is they are gearing up for Star Wars Celebration. These things are going to leak easily. And this one wasn't leaked. The Hollywood Reporter definitely checks with Kathy Kennedy. I think she's given some exclusives before.
Well, this is only one of the two that's actual fact-based. The other one's just
the other one's
made up ish.
The other one's plausible too, especially if the REY movie isn't, which I have every right to believe that there's not any movement. I haven't heard any. I've tried to look at what the director's doing. She did another documentary, and she's doing some events with Ava DuVernay, which is great. I was actually watching the interview where she's talking about Disney money, but there's no updates whatsoever on the Rey movie at all. That could be that we just don't know yet, but doesn't seem like there's a lot going on there. JB 888 says, I miss Star Wars at the cinema. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just taking a look. Someone's doing a. Should I even say this?
What?
The thumbnail. The white dude strike back. Reverse DEI.
For Ryan Gosling and Chris Pine. That's what I was gonna think. This is giving it's Star Wars is male again. A big focus on male characters. It wasn't not male. It's just the focus on male characters is back. Can't deny it. At least if these are accurate,
How many male projects were there? A lot.
Yeah, Mandalorian, Boba Fett. Yeah. Oh. I said they didn't disappear, but theatrically, All right. So, any more thoughts on this project? Yeah, I think this is the official word. I think Kathy the Hollywood Reporter checked with Kathy. They gave her the okay. They gave them the okay to run the story.
Kathleen Kennedy only has like a month left before she's out anyway. I'm kidding. I'm joking. She'll be there for the next
her
3
contract
to 5 years.
Is till the end of 2025, I think. They didn't give her an extended contract this time.
I thought her contract ended in 2024.
And then they gave her another year. They didn't give her like last time where they gave her 3 years. Last time she got I think so. Good God. You make me go.
What? I just asked you a question.
As far as I could recollect, yes. Okay, Kathy Kennedy contracts. I used to follow it more closely when she got the extension. I was not expecting that.
Well, you should text Voltaire. I'm pretty sure he gets an alert every time she gets an extension or something.
Yeah. All right, hold on.
All right, moving on from Star
No.
Wars.
I just found it. You make me all do all this research here. It's because everyone questions every single thing I say. It's ridiculous.
Well,
you don't do. I don't do that to the you guys. All right,
well, you should.
I don't know because
that's what we're
boring.
here for, to question each other's takes.
I've been following this stuff closely because I care about Star Wars. I know this stuff. Okay, see, Q2 2025. I was right. Did I need to look this up? Okay, Kathy Kennedy will reportedly remain as Lucasfilm president until at least Q2 2025, but she did not get her typical 3-year extension that she got 2 times in a row. So she didn't get that.
Well, that's probably because she doesn't want it. If she wanted it,
oh my God, she gets everything she wants. She's just a complete success.
She's a most successful.
Would you quit? Could you quit glazing Kathy Kennedy, please?
I will glaze Kathy till the day I die.
No,
she gave me some of the best movies of my life. Thank you very much.
I just wish
some of you guys that can't appreciate.
I just wish
what she does at Lucasfilms, and for you, Max, who can't even define what her job is at Lucasfilms.
I don't think she knows. She announces stuff. That's her job. She announces stuff.
I think your headcanon with stuff being announced and people leaking and rumors about stuff is 2 different things, Max. If it's not officially announced,
you could do
happen.
All the positive glazing and what are they fluffing? Like what they do in the corn industry, fluffing up these companies you want, but there's projects that have fallen through.
I agree. Max thinks he works for Lucasfilm. Like he knows exactly.
I love Star Wars. Mandalorian brought me back to Star Wars.
Exactly. He's not focusing on the love of film. Thank you very much.
I'm excited about these new announcements, these new rumors. I think the Sean Levy is more plausible, especially since Sean Levy said a lot.
Kathleen Kennedy for that.
Sean Levy has a lot more recent success than Patty Jenkins. And a lot of my speculation and a lot of my expert speculation from my couch, by the way, is your recent successes in Hollywood. Because Hollywood, it's not show, it's not, it's not, what do they say? It's not friend business, it's show business, right?
What?
So, yes, they
no
care
idea
about
what
money,
you're talking
success, numbers, box
about. Max
office.
is a fluffer, confirmed.
No.
I don't think Max likes movies.
I love movies. Yeah, we haven't seen there hasn't been Star Wars Santas also follows us very closely. I think he is okay with the sequel trilogy, has some criticisms, but she hasn't had the official the press extension reports like she used to have in the past on this time. They just say she's going to be here for Q2 of 2025, which we are in 2025. So I guess we will see how this goes, and Star Wars Celebration.
Well,
they may very well announce in Star Wars Celebration she got another extension. I don't think so, but they might. I think that would be a mistake.
I just want to say, long as Filoni doesn't keep writing stuff, I'm fine with Star Wars. Because his writing is not good in Star Wars.
I don't agree with that. I don't think it's the best thing ever. But I would think that the success
it's better than George Lucas's Star Wars. I'll say that.
I think a lot of her future with Lucasfilm depends on the success of the next Star Wars in theaters. I really do, to see if they're going to move on from Kathy and get new leadership. The next movie gets in the theaters. Do you really
think new leadership will fix Star Wars?
Star Wars just has to be good, and has been good. And they need better PR with their consumers. And I'm not talking about listening to all the antis. I'm saying make announcements, follow through, develop, and keep your word to your consumer that you're taking all this money for Star Wars Celebration. So that's what I think. I think it needs to be consistent, and the shows have to give good numbers. And maybe season 2s, if it's a series or if it's a limited series, and relay this to the customer instead of all these empty promises.
Well, I don't know. I just think these shows were well received by critics and audience, and people have just made up their minds before these things even hit the air that they're not going to watch them. They're just going to hate them, so it doesn't matter.
Well, we only have so many minutes left. I'm not going to look up numbers on Skeleton Crew and Acolyte, but last I heard, a Skeleton Crew got worse numbers than Acolyte. Although Skeleton Crew might have had a lower production budget, I don't know. So,
and just like JB said, Dave Filoni is in charge of all the creative choices now. So for the last year, so if you have a problem with anything, take it up with him.
Well, then you were just saying I should give praise to Kathy for this Sean Levy project.
Well, she hired him to do it, right? Okay.
You're saying he's in charge of the creative, so maybe he had a lot to do with this.
I doubt Filoni did, not with this.
You just said he's in charge of creative, not just okay. So the last thing that she announced before they announced Dave Filoni then was the Rey movie.
Do we have time for anything else before we move on from Star Wars?
Well, I was going to
talk about... I just want to give a shout out to Joe. Crazy Joe.
Yeah.
In the immortal words of Crazy Joe, she has put out more good Star Wars than George Lucas has ever done. Thank you very much.
Subjective and bullshit. I love the prequels. And you're seeing a lot of that. You're seeing a lot of that.
Horrible. The worst Star Wars.
What's really strange, I'm going to do a whole hot topic on just my channel about what this weird hate for the prequels, specifically for sequel trilogy fans. I've never seen so much hate specifically from one segment of the fan base. I see it the most from sequel trilogy fans. I don't understand why.
Prequels were horrible.
No, they weren't. People
started glazing them later on. Oh, this is good because this is the last thing that George Lucas did. So it has to be good. Whatever.
Samir, I will explain. I do not have any boner for Kathy. especially a hate boner. I am very critical. I respect her as a woman, so I would criticize her like I would any film executive.
Why'd you bring up
And
her being a woman?
Because I think some people play softball
No one
for her
brought that
because
up.
she's a
You
woman.
brought it up. Why
No,
are you playing gender politics right
No,
now?
I think people go soft on her.
They go soft on Kathleen, really?
Yes, because she is a lady and because of what she did for their childhood. I never said she wasn't a great. I never said
fired for how long?
I never said. I think she should have been fired a long time ago. Yes.
So
but because her history is because there's a history producer and how connected she is, she's still there.
When someone is in charge of something and something performed, they should be fired. You said
yes.
Okay.
This show's performing well. Our channels are both growing.
It is. It is. I give it that.
Yeah. No.
The numbers are up from the last 3 years.
I think if you fall, I really care about these IP universes. This is something different that we got since Marvel started. MCU is the game changer. We've seen all these movie universes come. DC, Marvel, Monsterverse, and what are some other ones? They tried to do the Universal Monsterverse, which failed. I was critical of that. They had that. What do you mean? What do I have to fact? You have to fact check me on this too. They had Russell Crowe, Tom Cruise, and all these big actors. Johnny Depp in a big photo shoot saying we're doing a whole Monsterverse. They actually hired people and made a lot specifically for their Monsterverse at Universal, and it completely failed. Okay, so the worst universes are definitely. I think DC did worse than Kathy. At least Kathy finished the story. You know,
I think going forward with the Power Hour, I should pick the topics and do the thumbnails because, you know,
less work for me.
You don't do work now.
I did all the work today.
Out of how many times?
Yeah. No, I Samir, I am very critical of film executives that have access to lots of funds, the instant fan base and recognition of well-known IPs, and I think there's way too many excuses given to them. If you have Star Wars, it should be, I am an expert, thank you, Zena. It should be a instant connection. You're the glazer and the fluffer for Kathy and Lucasfilm. I don't know what
you just literally had James Gunn's nuts in your mouth. Like
I said, I was critical of James Gunn, and so far he surpassed my expectations. I'm like, I said I will give him credit once he gets Green Lantern. It's been in development hell for years. And what did he do? Lanterns is going to be filming. So there you go.
Oh, thank you.
Max is painless in chat. Do all his love. I need to do some lifting too. Samir, yeah, we could get, if you want to be on the show, Samir, we could have you on the show too if you want. Maybe
that'd be awesome.
It'll be two against one, I know, because
I'll moderate.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't trust you as a moderator.
Why not?
Okay.
I'm very fair and balanced.
Okay, we could talk about this, and we could talk about that other topic real quick too. The other one you had.
We could talk about this giant beast of a console that's going to give kids tendinitis and freaking carpal tunnel.
Well, the Joy-Cons are improved though. I've looked at the more videos. The buttons are a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger of a Joy-Con, so it might help. And it's got a little bit more of junk in the trunk on the back, like a little curve to hold on to, something to hold on to in the back, like we all like, So that's what the Switch 2 does. You got, when you have a controller, don't you like it a little curves in the back, something to hold on to and grip? Instead of a mouse. Instead of a flat Joy-Con,
I'm playing with a mouse, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, that's got curves too. The first the Switch 1 Joy-Cons were too flat, cheap, and flimsy and small. Small buttons, they're very cheap feeling. So they increased a little bit. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough to be significant?
A whole generation of console, and they couldn't fix drifting in their controllers.
No,
That was
that
horrible.
I said that too. I actually went to the store on my off time. It has nothing to do with movie or game talk. And I was talking to the employee, and he was a fanboy for Nintendo. I'm like, it's a great idea, but the Joy-Cons suck. And it wasn't ready to come out. They just rushed it after the Wii U failed. And he was arguing with me. He was trying to sell me stuff at a store, and he was pissed off at me, my opinion. I said, the Joy-Cons suck. The idea is great, but they should have done an upgrade already. They rushed the Switch to market after the Wii U failed.
Do you think that whole clicking in is a good idea?
I'm not sure yet. But they also said there's going to be less drift on the control stick part.
Less drift.
But this article is about pricing. So Nintendo Switch 2 price leak quietly teases first bundle. Take it with a grain of salt, but I believe this. I think this is accurate numbers of where it would land. Nintendo Switch 2 finally out in the open after announcement from Nintendo yesterday, as well as a tease for an upcoming Nintendo Direct. We'll learn more. To put it bluntly, Nintendo's new console is gorgeous, so we can't wait to see more. I don't think it's gorgeous. It looks fine. It looks exactly the same, just bigger.
Of the Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck is a ripoff of the Switch. Get it right. Yes. The Switch came out before the Steam Deck.
What?
The first Switch 1 came out before the Steam Deck.
Oh my God, I can't really.
What do you mean? Samir, do a fact check, please. Do a fact check.
The Steam Deck is not a ripoff of the freaking Switch. Stop.
A docked handheld is not a ripoff of the Switch. That came out after the Switch.
You do realize PlayStation Vita did it and PSP did it, right? You were able to stream.
PSP had remote play. That is not the same as a console. The first handheld that docked
PSTV.
That was not the same thing.
Same thing.
Oh my God, you're a Sony fanboy. This is disgusting. Okay, and I love Sony. I love the PSP.
This Switch is not even a huge upgrade. It's just bigger. That's all it is. Get out of here.
Let's
bring Mario Kart out again for it.
If it does 4K upscaling, which has not been confirmed yet,
4K upscaling. What is
that? It does. Yes.
4K upscaling when 480p.
PSP could link to TVs via an external cable and did not have a docking scenario. The first console that I remember that was there's a handheld and you could just dock it was actually the Neo Geo X Gold, which I sold. So this scenario, I do not know how. I have to argue that the Steam Deck was not a reply to the Switch 1. Steam tried to do a console before and it completely failed. Then the Switch 1 came out and everyone is using this scenario, and we'll probably get Sony and Xbox doing handhelds that dock.
They were handheld Windows devices long before this, right? Okay. Anyway,
with the dock that you could just dock like that. That you could just dock like that, and then it appears on your TV.
Going back to this.
Okay, let's get to the price.
This is just like what they did with the Wii U. It's not a huge leap over the Wii.
The Wii U was most definitely a huge leap over the Wii.
It was not.
It was an HD console for once. The Wii was standard def. Come on. I couldn't tell
the difference between the games. They look the same to me.
Degrassi says 4K upscaling is a cheat. Why not native? I actually think, Degrassi, that Xbox and PlayStation should all do a base game that's lower graphic fidelity and then have a scalable game so it's very playable on multiple devices. I'm talking TVs. Other older generation consoles. Let me finish. Older console generations, and then each system you do, it gets progressively better graphics. And the rumor of the patent that Nintendo has is AI upscaling for games. So what it's supposed to do is the AI is supposed to dramatically increase the graphic fidelity and bring it up to 4K.
I think Xbox tried to sell people on that and it never panned out. Remember?
Well, this will also, if you have scalable games that on the game looks better depending on the platform you're looking at, it's easier to remaster and keep it for, preserving games for the future too. If they consistently look better, and that would bring down development costs too, and bring games out faster. If you're,
No, it won't. I don't believe so.
AI upscaling is even more of a cheat. Well, I have to see the results, Degrassi. I don't love the word AI, but we'll have to see if it works. If we get the Switch,
what's the point of upscaling a 480p game?
I'm not talking about standard def. Upscaling
I just understand
HD to 4K. If there's an AI scenario that actually works,
games are never going to hit true HD.
I will say this: automatic AI upscaling for things like film preservation, the consumers have rejected it and say there's a lot of errors. But if they could do this for gaming and it works, we'll have to wait and see. But that is what's being rumored for Nintendo, is they put in a patent for AI upscaling. So you're going to probably get 1080p games upscaled to 4K, and that makes it easier to put the whole game on a cart too for physical media collectors. You could get the whole game on the cart still without the 4K version, and then the actual dock or system upscaling it to 4K. I actually think this is really good. Really good. Does not upscale fidelity, just resolution. Thanks for the research, Samir. I will have to see. We'll have to see if Nintendo's announcement, they're putting a patent in, so that doesn't mean that everything's released on this yet. We have to see if when they announce it, what it's actually going to do, and when the games are released, what it actually does. And I will probably check out for research. There's Digital Foundry does a lot of research on games to see if it actually reaches that. Is
this enough of a upgrade to warrant buying it?
I don't know yet. Until I see if it outputs 4K, which they haven't clarified yet, and what the system does also for previous generation games. Or is it just playable, but they're playable at the exact same fidelity and graphics? Or does it improve games like, for instance, Xbox previous generation games look better on a Series X? I know you don't like to hear that. And then PlayStation 4 games look better on the PlayStation 5 if you pay $10 to upgrade for a lot of the titles. They do a 4K upgrade costs. So does it actually make older games look better? And do the new games, are they a significant upgrade? From Mario Kart 9, when they showed in the trailer, it didn't look that much of an upgrade to me personally. But the one thing that was significantly different is they're saying that the Switch 1 couldn't have handled 24 characters racing at the same time, where the Switch 2 could. So that's something to consider. But the main part of this article we haven't actually gotten to yet is the price. So let me know in the.
Is this confirmed prices?
No, it's not confirmed. It's rumored, but it seems accurate.
Is it from that same picture that somebody posted, and somebody called that person up for being AI or doctored?
No. Okay.
You sure?
No.
Okay.
All right. So let's actually get to this. It sounds pretty accurate. If they are promoting the Mario Kart, they may do a bundle scenario. So they've heard rumors on the Switch 2 price, and that there'll be potentially 2 options for consumers on launch day. So if this person who told me they're saying a June release, which is pretty consistent with everything I've heard, and then also these preview events where you could go test out the Switch 2, they have gone all the way until June. So it seems likely as a release date. And then pricing, they gave $449 and $499 USD might also be correct. And this is before we see if there's actually tariffs by then or not.
I think it's going to be more than that.
If there's tariffs,
before tariffs,
I think it would be an absolute mistake to do a Switch 2 over $500. That would significantly alter. They haven't lowered the price on the Switch One.
It won't affect it because Nintendo fanboys will buy a garbage bag as long as it has Nintendo on it.
They will not.
At this point, yes.
No, I disagree. I think Nintendo, part of the success they've had recent years is the affordability and the IP and sometimes backwards compatibility. But if this is over 500, if it's like $550 or $600, heck no, it's not going to have the success of the Switch One. So think the $50 extra is a Mario Kart bundle. So you're getting Mario Kart at a slight discount for getting it bundled. It's probably going to be a $70 game without the bundle. So that seems like it's a pretty accurate price for me. I would doubt they would go over $500 even with the bundle.
Would you be willing to pay $80 for last gen's technology for games?
Oh, the $70 price tag for Switch games? Absolutely not. No, I haven't. I never even paid Nintendo 64 prices when they were back in the day when they were over 60. I waited till they came down a little bit. No, I'm not paying $70. Maybe I might be tempted if the Mario Kart is really good. Well, we'll have the tariffs could be a threat. We'll have to see if they're actually enacted. If they are, that's a disaster. And then the consumers are going to get angry when they have to start paying this stuff, especially video game consumers. But I think if it's over $500, even with a bundle, I think that's a mistake for Nintendo product, because you can't justify putting out $500 system for Switch when it's not even competing with current gen. It's like a last gen console. Everyone's been saying it's about PS4 Pro maybe level, not even PS4 Pro levels. So how could you justify charging $500 for a docked system, handheld system, not with an OLED screen? There's no way they're doing $500 over 500. No way. I'm not going to buy it if it's over that. No way I'm buying Switch 2 for that price. Okay, but what's your thoughts on the price?
Hey, so a $50 difference is going to change your mind about pricing?
I'm not paying that for a system that only has graphic fidelity of a PlayStation 4. Now, if Xbox, for instance, if the rumors are true and Xbox, Microsoft, and Sony releases a handheld, and it does rival PS5 base, not PS5 Pro, but PS5 base graphics, or Series X base graphics, not the next one, not the Pros or the next one, and that's a handheld dock system, then I would consider it, but not for graphic fidelity that's like the PS4. No way. And I'm not paying $70 for a Nintendo game unless it's something epic. Like, remember, I did a video on Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is not my style of game. But if they want to charge $100 for Grand Theft Auto, that's okay. My problem with the industry is if one developer charges that for a specific type of game that justifies the cost, they all try to charge $100. And you know what? I see the last Zelda where they tried $70 for that one on sale all the time. I'll just wait a little bit till there's a sale, or I'll get it used or something. I'm not buying it new like that. No. And I get a lot of bang for my buck, Zeno. Okay, so any closing thoughts on the price rumors for the Switch 2? Do you think that's overpriced for what it is? I know you're a critic of the Switch and the Switch 2. Do you think that's overpriced? If that's accurate? Yeah.
I don't know, because I know so many people that have kids that they have 3 and 4 Switches in their house.
Yeah.
And they just sit there and collect dust. They've been collecting dust for years.
Well, that's because the affordability of the Switch. The Switch was, you could get them for $300, you know? Random Road says the thing is that Nintendo is not about. Hey, Random reads. Did I say
Random
Roads?
Reads. You said Roads. Random.
Sorry, I can't read.
Guy,
I apologize. I apologize. The thing is, Nintendo is not about the graphics quality. It's about the games that sell the system. Switch games are different than Xbox and Xbox and PlayStation games. I agree, but I also say that part of the reason for Nintendo's success this long has been innovation and affordability. Now, the Switch 2 is just it. Yes. Yes. They were the 3D for 3D with the N64. No one could crack the 3D platformer until Mario 64 came out, and then they did Ocarina of Time, and that helped a lot of game development. Motion controls, whether people like to think of it fondly or not, I use motion controls with my camera. Motion controls, people still do that for certain technology, although they don't look upon it fondly. They had the dual.
Did not create motion controls.
They didn't create in gaming. They were the first ones to use the motion controls in gaming.
PC was
mass market gaming then, because I never heard of the PC. I know PC. No. I heard of PC using motion controls after the original Wii, but I didn't know they were doing it before.
PC gamer, Max?
No, I'm not a PC gamer, so I could be incorrect there. But I'm saying mass market motion controls. They have dual screens. They did the dual screens. They made that popular. They were trying to do something different with the Wii U. But what I'm trying to respond to random reads is that I think innovation, affordability, and IP are what keep Nintendo successful. This one is more of an iteration than an innovative console, the Switch 2, as far as we know, until we get more info. So I think affordability is really important for this one, and bringing your IP at launch, some really great games, Okay, so Mario Kart at launch. Yes, that is, and that's why it failed. So I think this is a good.
Just doing a little research. The first game considered to be motion controlled was, where is it? Where'd it go?
It was a huge mass market game. You're going to talk about a niche PC game. Okay.
What? I'm not.
When did people first hear about your
arcade motorbike racing sim? Hang on. It was the first one to use motion controls to control the character. So 1985. Okay. There we go.
Good God, Bruce, you cherry picked something just to try to prove me wrong for an argument when everyone here knows that the motion control became a big talking point in gaming when the first Wii came out. Like, what the hell is this? Everyone thought it was going to be a fail. Yes. Affordability was the key, but they don't have the innovation, at least as far as we know, for the Switch 2. So I'm hoping they keep affordability, and I hope this price is accurate. I think it could still sell a lot of consoles at $499. Once you go over $500, the Power Glove wasn't motion control, Samir. You guys just want to prove me wrong so bad. The Power Glove was not motion control. It was buttons on a glove. This is why Max doesn't
have a gaming channel.
This was a buttons on a glove. When Michael Jackson was very popular, he liked gloves. It was a glove with buttons on it. It was a stupid thing. It looked cool, but it was, if you actually tried to use it, it was stupid. There's no motion control in that whatsoever. Everyone knows. I'm quitting. I'm done. I'm had it with this episode. Holy crap. Every single thing I say. When does Max?
All right, you need to get out of here. You need to go pack, Max.
Yeah, I do. I enjoy wrestling. I'm going to watch WrestleMania. I'm not watching every wrestling throughout the year. I got excited to see CM Punk talking about dusty old Hulk Hogan and throwing him over the ropes, and I want to see that. Are you going to watch WrestleMania this year?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I guess we could do. I did last year. We did a prediction show, and then we did after the first night stream. So probably they're pretty good live viewers and afterwards. So, and Callie,
Samir, are you Googling things? An IR sensor doesn't mean it's motion control. Infrared sensor is just a type of sensor. Some remotes use that too. Okay. No, I didn't watch Sonic 3 yet. Sonic, Superman 2 or what?
We 3. It's a Vertigo story about 3 animals that are mech animals. It came out in 2004.
Okay.
So that could be a project James Gunn is working on writing.
All right.
More animals. Yay.
All right. Well, thank you for watching the Power Hour. I appreciate it. I got some packing to do. I got to get ready. And I'll see you soon.
Maybe we'll do a stream together when you get here.
Yeah.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification so you know when I'm coming on the show to make Max's life a living hell for 45 minutes to an hour.
You all did today. Congrats. Thanks, Samir. Shout out to Samir.
Thank you, guys, everyone.
All right.
So have a good night. Take care. And Max will be streaming later on tonight, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
All right.